Okay, it's been a while since I've posted a video about the 79 Ford, and I actually have two videos that I still need to edit. My laptop that I used to use crapped out, so I have like a little brake video I did where I redid all the brake lines, most of them, nothing up here. Everything up here was good and worked. But I did some copper lines, replaced some flex lines. Yeah, and did that, and basically it runs and drives now, and stops. I was having another trouble with starting it, and initially thought it was the solenoid. Replaced that, doing the same thing. Finally, I was like, you know what? I started just jump starting it by taking the starter wire and touching it to the positive, so I knew basically from there to solenoid was good. So finally, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's the cable. I replaced the cable with a new one I had laying around, and it cranks over instantly and starts right up. So starting is not an issue no more, for now. I started knocking some of the dirt off of the frame on the inside, looking for cracks. So far I haven't found nothing. I'm only in the front. I'm going to pull the steering box off probably pretty soon to make sure that's not cracked. I don't know if I've ever pointed that out in another video, but you can see a crack in that spindle for the pitman arm that goes up into the box. There's a name for that shaft, but I can't remember what it's called. But that's cracked. So, most likely I'll probably just buy like a reman $100 box, since that shaft isn't like, can't buy that. But, yeah, so that's where I'm at in the front. Just doing little stupid stuff. And, this side of the frame's good. It's basically just, got a flaky rust coat on it. I found that little goober on the cab, so that's gonna have to be cut out. Patch panels made in that. Got that to take care of. I thought the bed was probably the worst part on this. And it might be the cab is probably going to be the most work, because the bed, which I removed one side of the bed, it was pretty much held on by three pieces of 1-inch pieces of steel. But the cab is going to need a lot of work. But I'm going to use as much metal I can. Probably the only stuff I'm actually going to buy is like floor pans, rockers. Slowly working on the fenders. Just seeing, I actually cut out the inside, and that piece that I made is actually from the bedside. And I got a couple weak spots, and these I'm going to cut out like I started to here. Cut out some bad spots and then weld those. Make patches. This is a bad spot that was here, so I got to make new metal for that. Weld those in. And there's a nice dent in the fender here. But other than that, the fenders actually aren't bad. Fenders are cheap, but welding metal that I already have is cheap and doesn't bother me. It gives me some practice. Like, once again, doors are pretty damn cheap. I might just cut a little patch out just to throw it in there. I mean, the whole door bottom is shot. Doors are easily $100 on Craigslist and whatever. But yeah, obviously, like previous videos, I showed the floor. But another part that's starting to bother me is these like cross members for the cab. This one is really bad, and I don't know if I haven't even looked to see if they make replacement like cab cross members or whatever they're called. So that's a scary part. Because if I really don't want to have to replace the cab and the bed, I might as well just buy a whole other truck. But there's a new brake line over there. I have no emergency brakes, but you can see how bad the bed is and how crusty the frame is back here. But the frame is solid. It's just flaky. And eventually, once I get the bed off, I'm going to start chipping at the frame and blasting it, or, you know, big cut brush on it. But that's where I'm at. I just wanted to do a little quick video of where I'm at, and hopefully it'll make me edit those other videos somehow. And there's a mud bee nest. Hopefully no one's in there. Probably no one's in there. But yeah, that's where I'm at.